Hello, welcome to Smoke Break. I'm your host Eli. We talk about random shit. I'm with my three co-hosts, Naomi, Tobias and Bradley.
Hello, I'm Naomi.
Yo, what's poppin', everyone?
My name is Bradley. Stick around to the end if you want to take part in our free gift card giveaway for our regular viewers.
1,000 likes will do it.
Okay, so honourable host Eli, what are we going to be talking about today? Our special co-host Naomi might have something to add on to that.
Hyenas. They are terrible dogs.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a boring question here. Okay, let's just start with this. What's your favourite animal and why?
A giraffe.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know. My Minecraft YouTuber said it once and that's my favourite. I'm very impressionable. Do you have anything to add?
Kookaburras. They're fucking up. They're the birds. You know the birds that like laugh?
No.
How? They're the best.
I didn't even know they were a real thing. I thought that was like something out of a Disney movie.
No, they're a hit at parties.
Do you have anything to add?
I do not like snakes at all. I dispose of snakes.
I
Snakes are
love
fucking evil.
I hate tarantulas, they're creepy looking creatures. I can't.
I used to have a snake. We had to get rid of it.
Good.
When my little brother was like 3, he would run up to the tank, open it, and then he would just run off giggling. And one time we opened the patio door and a f***ing snake fell out of the top of the f***ing patio door. God knows how it got into a locked patio door. And my mum was like, me and my brother and my older brother were like 7 at the time. She was like, hey, come on, get a pair of socks on, pick the snake up, I'm too scared. I was like, mother, I'm a child.
Oh, that's so.
But tarantulas are f***ing weird, so...
They're furry.
Yeah, they're furry little
ones.
freaks. Like 600 eyeballs, it's weird. Did you ever watch that cartoon where it was like Molly and the spider or something?
I know what you're talking about.
Charlotte's Web?
No.
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 It's the one with the spider, but not the one we're talking about.
Well, it's like
Are you
a series.
talking about Woody and Tig?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Woody and Tig, that sounds like a group of smackheads. It does, doesn't it?
That's my drug dealer. No, but that was-
You and your Woody.
Thanks for recommending that.
That was a weird program, wasn't it?
I never watched it. I just saw it advertised.
It was this weird little fluffy blue spider was just crawling around doing weird stuff. Can't even remember what he did.
Oh, is that on CBeebies? I think I might know what you're on about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what the spider does. So basically, there's this little girl, and she done like naughty shit, or like don't know what she's doing, and then her pet spider, well, toy spider, comes alive and tell her it's okay to do that, and it's not okay to do that. It's like, and at the end, the girl said sorry, and I was just like, just.
For all our listeners, Naomi just fell off the chair.
Okay, no, but can we just mention the fact that CBeebies is now our moral compass in the 21st century?
We don't listen to our parents, just toy spiders.
The Numberjack said I could do it.
Remember, guys, clean your rocks in the night garden. Wait.
Okay, but you've got to have watched Nina and the Neurons, right?
I don't know.
That rings a bell.
Was that like that quiz show type thing?
It's like that doctor woman, and she had like loads of weird animated, like.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What about the Numberjacks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the Numberjack.
My favourite number was 0.
Teletubbies. Teletubbies.
I felt like the Numberjacks were a poorly animated show.
Have you seen the recent versions of like all our favourite animated shows? Like Postman Pat, Fireman Sam and
Wait,
all
they
that.
redid it?
They've redone it.
No.
Like before it was like stop motion and now it's like proper animation.
One of those good examples is my childhood's memory, Thomas the Tank Engine. Just look at it now.
Oh, mate, I used to collect those magnetic trains.
Oh, I used to.
So sexy, weren't they?
Yeah,
Like,
they were
metal-
sexy.
Those metal magnetic trains, they had a charm to them. They were so cool. Yeah, sorry, can't carry on.
Because I have a little brother and you have to rewatch all of it because he likes it, right? You just keep thinking you're gonna be really messed up.
You know, if he's not
In what
watching.
way?
Because have you seen the recent Pine and Sam? It's so weird. There's a little kid who's got a stupid little voice. He's like, Sam, it's burning. It's so. It does my head in, right? And he causes all the problems. Everything Fireman Sam has to solve, right? It's this little kid, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I dropped the match. That's what set fire to it." But he can't bring that out when it started.
Sorry, I dropped the match while
Is he
committing minor arson.
that wee man Norman Price?
Oh, you that bit. No, we need an adult version of it now, don't we? Pat, wake up, you daft. No, what was that really weird program in that really badly animated town? Was it Noddy?
Oh, Noddy was amazing. Have you seen the new version from Noddy? It's horrible.
They ruined Noddy?
I know.
Why do they keep booing our childhood?
Kids nowadays grow up in the wrong generation. So bad.
I mean, I didn't even ask to be born. I wasn't supposed to grow up in any generation.
I do not consent to being born.
I've never got people like that. Like they'll listen to like one song they like, and they're like, "Oh my god, I grew up in the wrong generation, baby." I've never got that. Right, you like the song. It doesn't mean you wanted to be born into the 1950s.
I think I grew up in the right generation. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll be honest.
I think we're one of the best generations. To be fair.
Yeah, to be fair, about 50 years ago, I would have got a section for half of this stuff. I'd say.
So, for just who I am, I would have been like, I would have been stoned and not.
You like men? Electrotherapy.
Have a bath. Have you ever seen that 64 Zoolander?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when the giraffe would stick his head through a window like a
God,
nonce.
I wish that happened to me. Clubbed up the neck.
Nah, I swear down, I could still watch the Numberjacks to this day. I would, and I will.
I used to really like Mr. Maker.
I didn't really like
Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol's the same.
Paw Patrol.
That-
They're on the double, whenever there's a problem.
There was a post on some kind of internet thing about a woman whose kid was like addicted to Paw Patrol. They had like every single fucking toy, and like they watched all the shows continuously. They got Paw Patrol bedding, just Paw Patrol everything. That'd be my living hell.
There's this really cute kid on TikTok, and she's like 3 or something, right? And she's obsessed with ducks. And her mum's like redecorating her room, and she's got this massive like rubber duck. It's like 6 foot tall. It's great.
Sleep in it.
I can't so a duck can be 6 foot tall, but I can't. No, that's not on, is it? It's not fair. Have you seen those like octopus things lately that everyone seems to like, where it like flips? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was in town the other day and I saw like a massive one of them for 20 quid, and I was so tempted. And I remembered I was poor and on benefits.
I had one of those, and when I first got it, I was just used to put it on my head and then flip the mood. Because my facial expression's the same whatever mood I'm feeling, so I just put it on my head just so everyone knew if I was angry or happy. It was never on the happy one either. It's just always.
That reminds me of those cards like the teachers used to give you. Like they'd say, if you're in a bad mood, just flip the card so we can look at it. And I was thinking, I can talk.
And they never actually looked at it. They never took any notice.
Wait, did you have them too?
Yeah, they had like a red, green, and orange one, didn't they?
And they always used to say, if you need to leave the room for 10 minutes to take a breather, it's fine. You left the room and they'd have a go at you.
Yeah. You like try to leave, like, where are you going? You're like,
You told me.
yeah.
She said she could leave.
I don't know what I'm on.
Do you have anything to add?
Pipeline Punch is the best monster juice out there.
Okay,
No, it's not. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. What's yours then? What's your favourite?
Original. I quite like original.
Shut up.
I said
No.
juice.
Yeah.
I said juice. I said juice, not the original.
Don't you like even prefer the mango one or?
I used to like that one. I can't remember what it was, but it's like got I can't remember what it's called, but you know, like the Mexican skull thing, where it's like Night of the Dead or whatever it's called. They made a whole film on it, like Book of Life.
I know what you're on about. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a fact. So you know those 30p energy drinks? Yeah, part of the energy drinks were made from bull semen.
I was definitely born in the wrong generation.
Yeah, so people your age were drinking like bull semen and some shit.
Don't blame them.
No, but it's like how they used to put cocaine into Coca-Cola.
Definitely born in the wrong
Now you've
generation.
got idiots paying like £10 for a line when they could have just had a bottle of Coke back in the day.
It's like Queen Victoria. She used to be doing like meth, coke, weed. and all.
Sure.
Genuinely, yeah.
Jesus, what hold a cock.
She was a proper druggie. Like she'd have some coke in the morning just to wake her up a bit.
Lizzie's on the gear. No,
Not
but-
Elizabeth, Victoria.
Victoria Beckham.
Yeah, Victoria, but no,
Oh.
Queen Victoria.
I thought you said about Queen Elizabeth.
No!
No, no. That reminds me though. Like, the German army actually used to give their soldiers meth just so they could stay awake. That's crazy, isn't it?
That's pretty weird. It would be cool to be in the army though.
Would it?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't sleep anyway, and getting rewarded for it would be great. I mean, you might die, but effort, you're high as hell, you don't care.
To be fair, I applied for the army last year, but they rejected me and said I need to get a doctor's note saying that with the autism I can still go ahead and do it. And they basically said I would have had to appeal for a false diagnosis if I wanted to join, which was kind of sad. You know, think about me, no future job prospects, 5'7". The military was it. Actually, no, 5'6" now I've had a haircut. But what I'm saying is the military was my get middle class quick ticket.
My dad was in the army, and he wanted to go in like the tanks and stuff, and he was too tall to be in a tank.
No way.
Yeah, he's like 6'7", and he was too tall to be in a fucking tank.
To be fair though, have you always noticed how like with friend groups there's always like the two people with like a massive difference? Because my old mate Josh, he was 6'7", and it was the funniest thing ever because at the gym the pull-up bar was too high and he had to pick me up and put me onto it.
I would say those, you know...
Take his place.
You got anything to add, Naomi?
Just that is hilarious mental image.
To be fair, it's a bit awkward because where I was standing I was crotch height and when he picked me up I was like whoa, wrong place.
I can remember I got picked up once and I just ended up kicking the person by accident because I freaked out. I wasn't expecting it, so I just kicked him. For a romantic moment.
Eli, hopeless romantic, born into the wrong generation.
If I was born in a generation where you could hit a woman, I'd be...
So this is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Now that's more like it. I think my dad was born into the wrong generation.
See, the only problem with that
I'm
is...
blaming you.
Like, sorry Rachel, this isn't, don't submit it, it's not good.
Just have to cut all this bit out. But I find that stupid. You know the women who are like, or the men who are like, oh, we need to go back to the 1950s where women obeyed their husbands, but then they don't want to go to work, which was their husband's like main job. I find that really stupid because it's like, what are you on, mate?
To be fair, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind like working for my family as long as I had a decent job. Do you know like those people who have like 2 or 3 jobs at the same time? To me, I couldn't do that.
No, neither.
But no, I wouldn't mind being a house husband either. Actually.
That'd be great.
Yes, I do the cooking. Would you be a house husband?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, see.
But my take on it, right, is if you've got someone, your partner's working, then you put work in at home.
Yeah.
So you like make it even, so it don't feel like you're just laying about all the time and they're off working.
I mean, I think like some people might think this is sexist, but I've always thought like there's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mum, because like people kind of forget that motherhood is actually quite a special job, you know, and I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to stay at home and raise your child. Like,
Work.
yeah, exactly. I think that's something to be proud of, if anything.
Because I just babysit my little brother and I'm knackered. After like one day, I'm like, why would you do this to yourself, mate?
So in the future, you're going to be asking your little brother to roll your face.
Like, I looked after you for 18 years, mate. Roll me a
It's
face.
got some 10-year-old.
To be fair,
roll me a face, mate?
to be fair, he'll probably be about 12. I always said I was first drink with me.
How old is he now then?
3. Well, almost 3. 3 in January.
Not quite 10.
That's the first thing he learns how to do.
Back now.
But he already smokes, which is bad.
Yeah.
Not actual like fags.
Pretends.
Yeah, he gets a stick and smokes it. And the other day he tried to light it with another stick.
What a mad lad.
Oh,
That's
that
hilarious.
reminds me of as like a kid on the primary school playground. Every time it was winter, everyone would do it. Like they'd breathe out they'd pretend they were smoking. Like,
You just think you're really cool, and now you're actually smoking. You're like, why the are people doing this?
what do you mean? I'm even cooler now. I'm not as close to the sky. It's kind of warm down here.
when my brother was younger, like my dad basically trained him to just like bring in beers. It was just like, oh, bring a red beer, bring a green beer, bring a blue beer.
I've seen the people who train their dogs to do that.
That sounds like
That is hilarious, like the best thing ever. Just having a dog bring you a beer. Imagine how good that would be.
See, my dog opens the door. Like the second we come, he actually opens the door himself, and it's the coolest thing ever. Just got to train him to roll fags now.
Roll.
Just starts rolling on the floor like, no, wrong rolling.
Got to put the wrist the that way.
just bullying him because it's such a roll.
Learn how to roll.
That's a command. You don't know how to roll, just have to learn.
No, that's a good question though. Why do you think so many people smoke? I think there's like nearly 2 billion smokers worldwide. That's quite a large amount of the population.
I feel like people pretend it takes your stress away.
It doesn't though, does it?
No, it don't make a difference. You just get bad lungs. You're still stressed out, just can't breathe now.
The only stress it takes away is the stress you get from craving a fag.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a cams worker, like you do deep breaths in and out, I'm smoking. What more do you want from me?
Maybe that's why it sometimes works, because you take a deep breath when you're inhaling the smoke.
I swear down though, you go into cams and you're like, literally, I'm on the verge. I can't do it anymore. Remember, 3-5-7 breathing pattern.
Oh, I find it so stupid. My teacher came up to me once because I had a mad panic attack, right? He was like, well, what do you do when you're having a panic attack? Do you breathe? Like, do you breathe? And I was like,
No.
I was like, I do breathe, yes, that happens in the process. He's like, no, 1, 2, 3, like, count and breathe. I was like, no, don't do that, mate. Because you can't think about that, can you?
Exactly. See, I do get the science behind it. In theory, it makes sense because it raises your... I think, it raises your cortisol levels. But, like, especially sometimes when you're having a panic attack, you might actually feel like you can't breathe and you might start hyperventilating. So focusing on your breathing probably makes a lot of people more anxious.
Yeah. It's like, you can't really focus on anything when you're having a panic attack. Like, you can try your hardest and you just can't do it because you're panicking.
As if it's that easy.
Do you know, apparently, people who, like, bite their lips and the insides of their cheek and that, it's because eating is seen as, like, predators not being around, so it, like, calms your brain down.
That's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, it's quite weird, isn't it?
I don't know that. Yeah. I learnt something today.
Thanks for coming to Smoke Break. We'll see you later.
Yeah, in a bit, Rachel.
Actually, this is the final episode.
Please don't mind the language, Rachel.
I'll bleep all the language out, so just all of it. The whole thing's just one bleep. Until someone starts speaking Latin or something. That's the only bit that's not. See you later.